What's up, you guys? So I'm subscribed to Quora because I'm super intrigued by the questions people ask. And this one caught my eye. Yes, the one about Tom Cruise. But then right below it, I saw this other question that really caught my attention, and we need to talk about it. My name's Autumn. I'm a certified clinical nutritionist with my master's nutrition human performance. And the question that was asked on Quora that really got my attention is, if I eat 600 calories and burn 300 calories every day for 16 days, will I be okay? There's a lot to unpack there. Now, obviously, this is not something that I ever recommend ever. And here's the first reason why. Now, this question is purely focused on calorie restriction. Now, when I see questions like this, it honestly hurts my soul, because clearly this person is in a position where they are just feeling really fed up. Maybe they've tried a lot of other things. They've done the typical just cutting calories, restriction, add exercise, maybe cut some other foods out, and maybe they're just not seeing the results, but trying so hard. And this is the case that I've seen for so many people, and it doesn't have to be this way, which is exactly why I'm creating this video. And especially because these exact drastic measures of really reducing calories and adding in exercise, just eating less, exercising more, will eventually actually work against the very goal that this person or many others are looking to achieve. Take The Biggest Loser contestants. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with the show. I didn't really watch it growing up, but basically the contestants followed really low calorie diets, typically low fat diets, while also exercising a lot. And now, years later, it's coming out that a lot of these contestants have permanent damage to their metabolism and have ultimately gained back the weight, and in some cases even more than what they had lost on the show. And if you've ever seen the show, then you know that the contestants are not having a good time. I mean, honestly, from the few episodes I've seen, they look miserable. I mean, wouldn't you be? I would. Being in those types of conditions where you are eating so little, the toll that takes on your body, not just your body, but also your mental state, is not something that's enjoyable. And it's been found in numerous studies that just simple calorie restriction does not work, especially for the long term. Yes, you might be seeing some short-term results just like the contestants on The Biggest Loser did, and this is from being in a state of semi-starvation, but ultimately there's a lot of things that happen in the body that cause the person to gain back the weight when it's approached in this way. First of all, there's muscle loss. This is super common with simple calorie restriction. And as a result of that muscle loss, there's a decrease in metabolic rate, and there's typically an increase in insulin resistance. Both of those things making it a lot easier to gain back the weight that was lost, and causing the person to have to eat less and less in order to achieve that goal. And I cannot tell you how many people in this community in the comments have reported this exact same experience, where they followed just a simple calories in, calories out model. It worked in the beginning, but then they had to keep eating less and less in order to make any progress with their goals. In fact, let me know in the comments below if you've experienced this in the past, which is why ultimately most of the people end up gaining back the weight that they lost when they follow this method. Not only gain the weight back, gain even more. On top of that, simple calorie restriction does not account for body recomposition, which when you're looking to achieve a weight loss goal, that's what you really want. The scale does not tell you what your body composition is, because when you're losing weight, you don't want to be losing muscle or bone. As we've seen, when you decrease muscle, this can cause a decrease in metabolism and an increase in insulin resistance. And when you lose bone, this can increase the risk of osteoporosis and fractures in the future, which is debilitating. And this isn't talked about quite as much, but bone loss during the weight loss process is something that's a big concern in the nutrition community, because getting that bone density back is a lot more difficult than like gaining muscle. And on top of all of that, it's even been found that there's increases in the fat storing enzyme lipoprotein lipase after simple calorie restriction. Again, making it even easier to gain back the weight that was lost. Which, if you guys are liking this video so far, it would really mean the world to me if you give this video a thumbs up. It's a free way to support the channel and help me keep creating more content just like this. Thank you, I really appreciate it. Now, the second issue I have with this question of the 600 calories eaten per day is that there's zero focus on food sources. This matters. For example, even if we just still look at the simple calorie restriction model, which I'm just not a fan of, but we add in higher protein intakes while keeping the calories the same, it's been found to be significantly better at losing body fat while also maintaining muscle mass and better at maintaining the metabolism. So this point alone goes to show that what you eat does matter beyond just the amount that you're eating. And then there's the hunger component, because let's face it, if we're hungry, hungry, there's only so much discipline any of us have until eventually we're going to eat. It's what our body is driven to do. And when you're eating low calorie food, especially if you're not accounting for protein and if you're following the typical low fat diet, you're getting very little of the very food itself that helps you to feel full and satisfied. Protein and fat combined help the body to release the satiety hormones peptide YY and CCK. And when we eat enough of those, it is actually honestly incredible how much cravings and hunger goes down. And this is because those hormones are telling your brain that you are full and satisfied and turning off those cravings and turning off hunger. And until you actually experience this yourself by eating enough of the protein and fat to feel satisfied from your meal, it might sound like that's not possible, especially if you're used to feeling hungry every 1 to 2 hours. Trust me, I know, because I was one of these people as well. I used to be eating every couple of hours and would get hangry if I didn't have something in my bag to feed me right then and there. But once I adjusted my protein and fat intakes, it is like life-changing. The brain just isn't always focused on food anymore. Rather, you can actually do other things throughout the day and not think about where's my next snack coming from. Now think about when you're on a weight loss journey, how much easier this would make it if you weren't constantly hungry. I mean, take Gilen's story, who lost over 40 pounds without counting calories and feeling really satisfied, or Corolla, who did the exact same thing and also lost over 30 pounds, all while eating meals that they actually enjoyed that were rich in protein and fat, helped them to feel satisfied and helped to prevent cravings. In fact, I'll have both of their interviews linked down in the description below, because I know this can seem like such a weird concept that you don't have to be hungry all the time and that you don't have to drastically decrease your calorie intake and track every single thing you eat in order to achieve a weight loss goal. But hearing their stories can really help to provide the inspiration to see what's possible. So going back to the question, if I eat 600 calories and burn 300 calories every day for 16 days, will I be okay? I would never advise this approach. Ultimately, I'm assuming the goal is to achieve a weight loss goal. And with this strategy, this person is going to feel horribly hungry. Their mind will constantly be on food. And yes, you will lose weight initially, but as we've seen with countless stories, just like The Biggest Loser, it will likely all come back. It does not have to be this way, and it shouldn't have to be this way. I have hundreds of free resources on my YouTube channel, on my blog. I'll have all of those linked down in the description below, so make sure you check those out. And if you are brand new on your journey, make sure to check out this video next. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in my next video.